we haven't fought. Imagine that. They gotta lie. They gotta lie. They gotta lie all the time. They can't even believe their own lie. You can't even believe your own lie.
I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy. Like he like doing things with his hands down, flashy.
Much of it. You know, I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it.
During the press event, Teofimo Lopez sent a strong message in Shakur Stevenson's direction, warning that the fight would be one-sided once the bell rings. He acknowledged being labeled the outsider but said that role only fuels him. Lopez made it clear that overlooking him would be a serious mistake, vowing to deliver a commanding showing that proves his ability, strength, and relentless mindset beyond any question.
Oh, they know that. They kept that protection program.
Money talk, walk. Money talk.
That display from Lopez highlights the intensity he's bringing into his matchup with Shakur Stevenson. Calm yet confident, he makes it clear that his goal is total control once the fight begins. Prepared to showcase his technique, strength, and ring IQ, Lopez enters with a sharp, locked-in mentality. His message is simple: he's all in, determined to win, and ready to prove exactly what he's capable of.
Yeah. I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna beat him up.
And we know at one point you contemplated retirement. Seems like you're in a good place now. You're active. Where are you at right now? Where are you feeling about your career?
Mentally, I'm in the Bahamas somewhere, having a coquito.
Teofimo Lopez makes it clear that he has no intention of letting Shakur Stevenson walk away with a title he sacrificed so much to claim. He speaks on the long road that brought him here, reminding everyone that the belt symbolizes years of hardship, setbacks, and relentless work. To Lopez, this matchup is about defending everything he's built through determination and resilience. His confidence is unwavering, and his motivation runs deeper than competition alone. He sees this fight as personal, fueled by pride and the countless sacrifices made along the way, and is adamant that nothing earned through sweat, discipline, and sacrifice will be taken from him.
Of being in the ring,
yes.
Shakur Stevenson, obviously you guys are both in Las Vegas. I'm hearing that you did link up today. A face-off happened between the two of you?
Yeah, face-off happened, things of that nature, just to create the things that are in motion already. So we're really adamant about fighting each other next, and I can't wait for us to really lace it up. And I see him across the ring, and really when that bell rings, lights out for him.
What's it like seeing him now kind of face to face? When you look at him, what do you see? Because obviously you're not locked in just yet, and the closer it gets to a fight, obviously things turn a little bit. But when you do look at Shakur, what do you think of him?
I think I don't think too much of it. I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it. I've bled for this, and I'm not taking nothing from him, but I just believe that what's gonna happen next is for destiny in the boxing.
Ayoya shared his thoughts on a potential Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez matchup, suggesting the fight would most likely last all 12 rounds. He explained that the opening half of the fight could be crucial in deciding how everything unfolds later on. According to Ayoya, Shakur probably wouldn't start fast or take unnecessary risks early. Instead, he's expected to use movement, stay defensive, and take time to read Teofimo's rhythm and intentions. However, if Lopez is able to clearly control or edge out the early rounds, that success could force Shakur to make adjustments as the fight progresses, raising the overall intensity. Lopez was described as a fighter who thrives on momentum, using speed, power, and aggression early in bouts. Ayoya questioned whether Teofimo can maintain that pace deep into the fight. If Shakur feels he's behind on the scorecards after the first few rounds, he may be pushed to become more aggressive in the later stages, leading to a tense and competitive finish during the championship rounds. On the other hand, if Lopez fails to make an impact early, Shakur's technical skills and composure could allow him to settle in and steadily pull away, potentially securing a clear unanimous decision. Overall, Ayoya framed the matchup as a tactical battle, where patience, stamina, and smart round-by-round decision-making would ultimately decide the winner.
I don't think that Shakur is going to come out and try to fight or take the fight to Tio in the first 6 rounds at all. So if he's fighting off the back foot, if Teo can make it so that he's convincingly, or he's convinced at least Shakur that he may have won 4 of the first 6 rounds, you know, if it's 4-2 in Shakur's mind going into the second half of the fight, or if I'm looking at him stealing those first 6 rounds, then it's an interesting fight going into the tail end, because Teo, to me, is a front runner, right? I want to see if he can carry his energy and his explosiveness late in the fight and not wear down. And then when Shakur starts to open up, you know, can you steal some of those championship rounds from him and make it like a close fight? I think if Teo comes out and does what he usually does, which is try to swarm Shakur early and keep Shakur on the defensive early, then he can try to steal a lot of those early rounds. And if he does that, then Shakur has to fight in the tail end of that fight, and that'll make it real interesting. If I'm looking at the first 3 rounds, first 4 rounds, and Teo looks like he's losing those rounds convincingly, then it's an easy night for Shakur, unanimous decision in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because I don't think Teo is going to bring anything late in the game, you know what I mean, to this fight. I think if he is who he's always been, you know, he's going to get gassed after like the 7th round and then take some rounds off. And when he does that, Shakur will open up and start to try to pick him apart, pot shot him, and do things like that. But this is the perfect fight, narrative-wise, for Shakur, because I've been waiting for Shakur to get into that fight where, you know, he doesn't have the fight where he doesn't have his Diego Corrales fight, you know what I mean, where you think he's actually in danger. Shakur has been he's been outclassing everybody he's in the ring with, you know what I mean? Then the guys that you think could give him some work, like De Los Santos, I know people hate when I bring that fight up, but I want to see him act.
Shakur Stevenson has built a reputation for dominating nearly every opponent he steps into the ring with. Even fighters who were expected to push him, like De Los Santos, failed to truly put him in serious trouble. While some fans dislike that comparison, it highlights a recurring point. Many are still waiting to see Shakur genuinely tested under fire. Stevenson has explained that his motivation comes from an intense competitive mindset and a desire to face the very best. After watching one of Teofimo Lopez's recent performances, Shakur took notice of his confidence and showmanship, a style that reminded him of a young Roy Jones Jr. That performance sparked his interest in challenging himself against someone with that level of flair and explosiveness. He views this matchup as a major measuring stick, an opportunity to see where he truly stands against a top-tier opponent while adjusting to unfamiliar tactics. Looking back on his bout with William Zepeda, Shakur admits it was awkward and physically demanding but ultimately beneficial. That fight proved he could remain composed and effective even when dealing with constant pressure. Shakur came away from that experience knowing that pressure fighters are designed to disrupt his rhythm, yet he also learned he can neutralize that approach. As he prepares for Lopez, he feels ready to deal with speed, power, and unpredictability at the highest level. With sharpened focus, ring IQ, and experience on his side, Stevenson believes he can approach this fight strategically, turning it into a true test of skill, mentality, and championship readiness.
But bro, what is it about you that has you, looking at a fighter that you know is the truth and then saying, I want to fight him? It seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now. And I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's like, I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Teo his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy. Like, he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. And I thought it was cool. So it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
Your last fight was against William Zepeda in July, and you fought a totally different way. It wasn't the easiest way or the best way to fight, but I think it was good for you and your development because it not only sent a message to the rest of the division, one up, your division at that time, and then the one above you, but it sent a message to the fans. But I think it also did something for you to prove to yourself that, man, listen, that wasn't like my best performance, but I showed you I can get it out the mud. What did that performance kind of do for you now that you look back at it?
Honestly, I think like styles-wise, I think that Zepeda's style is the style that's supposed to give me the most trouble. Like, guys that box and give me time to think is the guys that's gonna have a fit with me all night. But the guys who press me and put me against some ropes and throw a million punches, that's the style that's supposed to give me trouble. So I went out there and I prevailed against that style, and now I'm fighting against a boxer, which for me, it just makes it more fun. I don't have to deal with a guy that's trying to like wear me down.
Chris Algieri shared his perspective on why a potential Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez matchup matters so much for boxing. He stressed that the sport thrives when elite fighters are willing to face one another, even if it means taking real risks. According to Algieri, a single loss shouldn't define a fighter's legacy, as true greatness can still exist despite setbacks. He believes this fight represents that mindset perfectly. Rather than being a wild, non-stop exchange, Algieri expects a high-level contest built on skill, timing, and tactical decision-making. The intrigue comes from the intelligence and precision both fighters bring, proving that quality boxing can be just as exciting as high-volume action. Algieri also pointed out that a win for Shakur would firmly place him among the top pound-for-pound fighters in the sport, potentially within the top 5 to 7, though many fans already feel he belongs there. He described the matchup as a classic-style showdown, reminiscent of historic battles where the best in a division challenged each other at their peak. Ultimately, Algieri framed the fight as a reminder of what makes boxing special: tension, strategy, and legacy all colliding in one moment. The anticipation and chess match nature of the bout reflect the timeless appeal of elite-level boxing and show that the sport's highest moments are still alive and well.
Health of boxing on this side of the world. You know, listen, there's nothing like the Garden. We've both fought there many times. I fought in the big room. There's nothing like the Garden. Just the vibe, like you said, champ, that's around that. And this fight is deserving to be here. It's that good of a fight. It's that big of a fight, and especially like I said, like the health of American boxing. This is one of the best fights that can be made. And putting it in the Garden just makes too much sense.
But the idea of the turmoil, the eyes on it, the spectacle, the circus. Chris, you talked about the idea that Teofimo Lopez kind of lives in this. That's where he flourishes. That's what he loves. This idea that because there's so many eyeballs on it, it's going to be kind of a circus. Does that favor Teofimo a little bit when you look at the strategy? Yes, no?
I'm going to say well, I can't say for certain because there's no certain with Teofimo Lopez. He's one of the most up, down, left, right guys I've ever been around.
Mercurial, we could say.
I mean,
yes.
But when he is on, he's damn near unbeatable. I mean, he's such a good athlete. He has such a good boxing IQ. He's so physical and explosive. And again, I've said this on past shows. I've called him many times for Top Rank, been around fight weeks. And it just seems to me, the more out of sorts he seems, the more back against the wall it looks like, the more that he's an underdog, the better he performs. And this could be that kind of situation. New York is a tough place, man. They're already gibbering, going back and forth saying, like, you know, he reps Brooklyn, but there's kind of questions about his Brooklyn roots. Can he really rep Brooklyn in the way that he says he can? So he's already getting that heat for that. I don't know. It might be a good thing to kind of to poke the bear in terms of how well Teofimo is going to show up.
Paulie, that's a huge. You're from Brooklyn. That's a big insult to say that you're not really from Brooklyn.
Insult him a little bit.
Insult him a little bit. Insult him.
But I'll tell you what. There's so many thoughts in my head with this situation because Teofimo is at his most dangerous when he's counted out. And this is going to be one of those fights.
Bruce Carrington offered his breakdown of Teofimo Lopez's challenge against Shakur Stevenson, pointing to a potential flaw in Lopez's style, his difficulty dealing with constant movement. While Lopez is naturally explosive and carries serious power, Carrington believes he can run into problems when facing opponents who continuously shift angles and control space with discipline. According to Carrington, Stevenson's calm approach and high ring IQ could take advantage of that weakness. By staying composed and forcing Lopez to react, Shakur can bait him into overreaching or committing at the wrong moments. Managing distance and tempo would allow Stevenson to dictate the pace, preventing Lopez from settling into his preferred rhythm. Carrington also explained that although Lopez shines in sudden attacks and aggressive exchanges, leaning too heavily on power can backfire against a patient, mobile fighter. Stevenson's defensive awareness and ability to reset after each sequence could gradually frustrate Lopez, draining his energy and limiting his impact as the rounds go on. In the end, Carrington suggests that Lopez will need to show improved patience, smarter footwork, and better adaptability if he hopes to overcome Stevenson's technical edge. The matchup, as described, becomes a battle of movement, timing, and ring control, highlighting that raw athleticism alone may not be enough against a disciplined and highly intelligent boxer.
Like, Teo is going to bring the fight. He's very athletic.
You know, he has a lot of explosiveness, and but I do feel like when it comes to Shakur, bro, his movement may frustrate him. The only thing that worries me when it comes to Teofimo is his frustration. Like, is he going to be able to work well with a mover? You know, we've seen, you know, difficulties that he had with Sandor Martin. We've seen the difficulties that he had with Jimmy Ortiz, guys that's been moving around and not staying still. Like, if you keep Teo moving around and he can't plant his feet, what can he do? We're going to have to find that out on, you know, January 31st. And I think Shakur, he's probably one of the best guys to, you know, move his feet, be on defense, being hella patient and frustrating a fighter, bro. Like, so, I don't know. We've seen Teo get frustrated to the point where he's asking himself, do I still got it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got to see what his mentality is going to be like come January 31st.
Do you think that his experience on the biggest of stages, you know, his two biggest wins, he was an underdog. And both guys, ironically enough, were southpaws like Shakur. That play any factor to you, man?
Nah, styles is different. The styles are totally different. Lomachenko don't fight like Shakur. Josh Taylor don't fight like Shakur. Like I don't see, just because southpaw, that same thing will happen. I feel like certain techniques could be used to fight Shakur, yeah. But in terms of like that approach of the fight, nah. Like Shakur fights totally different. You gotta be able to do some out of pocket stuff with Shakur. You gotta throw while he's throwing. That's probably some of the only times that he's able to get hit. You know, only time he's open. So yeah, other than that, bro, it's gonna be a pretty tough night for Teofimo Lopez, but I feel like
Gary Antoine Russell shared a focused analysis of Teofimo Lopez by referencing a specific version of the fighter rather than speaking in broad terms. He pointed to Lopez's performance against Vasyl Lomachenko as the blueprint, highlighting how dangerous Lopez becomes when he blends controlled aggression with sharp discipline. Russell explained that Lopez is at his best when he stays calm while pressing forward, applying constant pressure without exposing himself to unnecessary counters. By forcing opponents into uncomfortable situations and dictating the tempo, Lopez can limit their options while maximizing his own strengths. According to Russell, when Lopez fully commits to that approach, using his athleticism, timing, and pace with purpose, he's capable of taking over rounds and keeping even top-level fighters on the back foot. That combination of intensity and composure, Russell believes, is what makes Lopez such a difficult matchup when everything clicks.
Yeah, nah, for sure. I mean, look, like you said, the first thing you said was bluffing McMuffin, right? So you don't think that he's gonna do that. Let's just say that's the case. Let's say he wins this fight, but he doesn't win this fight. Whatever happens.
Right, because you made a statement after he said all that. So I'm gonna go back down to 35. So which one is it, man? He kind of 6'7" with it.
There you go.
Come on, which one is it?
So let's talk about 140 then, because obviously there's other champions there. One who you've been going back and forth with recently online, one that you have history with, and you got other guys, Subriel there, somebody else you had history, Richardson Hitchens. What's the route for you going forward after your next fight?
After my next fight, unify. I've always let it be known. I want to be undisputed in my division. I want to unify. Anybody who got a title at the time, that's what I need to see next after my next up-and-coming fight.
Gary, just talk about, obviously your division is hot right now, this fight, your fight coming up, you know, maybe one of the biggest ones in Teofimo versus Shakur. Just looking at that fight stylistically, how does it play out in the ring?
It's 50-50. You know, in order for you to participate in this sport, you got to have a high level of confidence. I feel like both of them has a high level of confidence, Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson, but styles make fights. Naturally, I think Teofimo Lopez is stronger than Shakur. Naturally, I think he has more athleticism than Shakur, and he got a good IQ on the sport itself. But Shakur, I feel like he's a more smarter fighter. He's a more technical fighter. You know, I'm not saying that he's a square or he's just a textbook fighter, but he's seasoned, he's poised. I feel like mentally he's more mature. Like, he don't go outside of the boundaries on taking risks. So a lot of times you'll see him fight somebody.
Russell added that Teofimo Lopez's power and explosiveness become far more dangerous when they are backed by patience and discipline. By picking his moments carefully, Lopez can land impactful shots without exposing himself to unnecessary risk. Using the Lomachenko fight as an example, Russell explained that Lopez's success goes beyond natural ability or physical strength. What truly elevates his performance is intelligent execution, the ability to make adjustments, and staying mentally locked in throughout the fight. The takeaway from Russell's breakdown is that when Lopez remains composed and sticks to a clear game plan, he evolves into a serious elite-level threat, one capable of competing at the highest level through strategy as much as athleticism.
Born fighter to a degree. You know, that's why everybody was criticizing him for, oh, he's a born fighter. He's a careful fighter. And I feel like with Teofimo Lopez, he's going to be a careful fighter. You know, just because he's a careful fighter doesn't mean that he isn't punctual with how he do things. I think Shakur, he got a lot of this arsenal that he can use to make him be victorious as well as Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? So it's a 50-50 fight, and it depends on what fighters show up the night of the fight. Right. You know, but if I had to give you my whole honest truth, if Teofimo Lopez show up and is ready to fight just like how he fought Lomachenko.
That wraps things up for today's breakdown. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.